You're gonna be amazed at how much easier it is to make tiered cakes with FrostForm.
The first step is to attach a very thin cake board to your base plate. This cake board is 4 inches for a 5-inch cake. And for the 7-inch cake, I used a 6-inch board, so you get the idea. Then just stack up your cake within the crumb cutter and liner, and this whole process is exactly the same as anytime you use your FrostForm. Just make sure to push that first cake layer down onto that cake board so that it is firmly attached. Then just pop that into the fridge for half an hour to an hour until all that buttercream sets, and then you can remove the liner and prep your cakes. And I always prefer to crumb coat my cakes, but that is just personal preference, so you do you. Now let's talk about doweling your cakes. The first thing you want to do is measure the height of your cake, and then you're going to want to cut your dowels slightly higher than that. That way when you fill your form with your ganache, the ganache will reach right above those dowels and you will have a super sturdy base for your cake board. And if you have a hole in the center of your cake board, you can leave the center dowel a little bit taller. That way, when you travel with your cake is going to be just a little bit more stable so that you won't have any slipping or sliding around in the car. Then once that is all doweled, you can go ahead and get your cakes into your FrostForm and fill them with mock ganache. If you're using buttercream or a softer ganache, then you could dowel them afterwards. But when we're using mock ganache, it is easier to fill the forms with the dowels already in so that you don't risk cracking the ganache once it has set. And another thing we need to talk about is cake boards, because cake boards are not created equal, okay? Never, ever, ever use one of these flimsy cardboard cake boards. They're fine for in between layers, but they are not acceptable for holding the weight of a tiered cake. Always make sure that you're using a thicker cake drum or an extra strong cake board like I am. Then you can remove your cakes and stack them up. And because I had that cake board underneath, I didn't have to do the whole flipping over situation. I was able to just use a palette knife to remove the cake from the base plate, and that worked like a dream. Now you're ready to decorate your cake however you want to, and your gorgeous, super sturdy cake will be ready for delivery.